Hello folks, welcome back. It's Forward again, and this is sort of an homage to the Stamina Templars, because Update 35 and Update 36 have kind of nuked the Templars. They changed the stabs, and really and truly the stabs just look absolutely atrocious. But the Stamina Templar was my first build that I hit 60k on, and then it was my first build that I hit 100k on, so this is my updated build for a Stamina Templar. Really hasn't changed much. You have the Maelstrom Greatsword. If you don't have it perfected, regular's fine. Infused with weapon damage enchant. Deadly Dagger, front hand Nirnhond with flame damage. Deadly Dagger, backhand with charged and poison damage. You want Niraneth or Zons. Zons will eke out a hair more on the target dummy, but in combat, it's really kind of a toss-up between the two. Reliquin on the body, max stam all the way down, everything divine. Your jewels, weapon damage enchants, and then you can either run infused or bloodthirsty. I should transmute these things to bloodthirsty, and I will, but again, the difference between bloodthirsty and infused, just you're talking like maybe 2% at most. It's not that much of a difference. If you need to be a little bit tankier, throw on your Gaze of Sithis, and that will take care of your survivability. And you'll still be hitting around 90k on a target dummy. Now, as far as you can run either Dubious or Lavafoot Soup and Saltries. Lavafoot Soup and Saltries will give you more DPS than Dubious. Also, this is useful. These are your weapon damage pots. Even with recent updates, these are still the ones you want to run. Now, as far as skills go, back bar, we are running Camouflage Hunter. We are running Barb Trap, Biting Jabs, Power of the Light, Flawless Dawnbreaker. Front bar, Carve, Barb Trap, Ritual of Retribution, Blazing Spear, Stampede, Flawless Dawnbreaker. Back bar, swap Flawless Dawnbreaker out for whatever you think you need. I'll go ahead and tell y'all, if you run the mages, if you upgrade the Mages Guild skill line, which is right here, Meteor, once you get that leveled up, hits a little bit harder. Like your DPS will go up a little bit over Flawless Dawnbreaker. I haven't taken the time to finish it out yet. Undaunted skills, grab these if you can, just because it's useful to have. For your heal, you're looking at Resolving Vigor in place of Ring of Preservation for your heal. Ring of Preservation is really your flex spot. And then I have Barrier on the back, and I'll sometimes slot it on the back bar just to have it. You want your race to be Dark Elf, and then Medium Armor, get all those passives. Light Armor, get all those passives. If you want to, and you're running Gaze of Sithis, get as many passives as you can for Heavy Armor. I haven't, but because I think a Gaze of Sithis by itself is just enough, but it's always useful to have them. Never can have too many passives. You want Two-Handed, and then you want all those passives, and you, like I said, Stampede, Carve, Dual Wield. You're not going to be running any skills out of this. You're just going to be grabbing their passives. And your rotation really has not changed much. It's going to be Barb Trap, proc Power of the Light, drop your Dawnbreaker, bar swap, then you're going to hit Carve, Stampede, Blazing Spear, Ritual of Retribution. I need to change this around, otherwise I'm going to be going crazy. Because I no longer run Carve on square. And that's the other thing, is switch around these buttons however you want to. Everyone is a little bit different. I just know that if I leave Carve there, I'm going to hit the wrong button when I go to hit Carve. And that's pretty much the build for your champion points. I almost forgot that. You're running Wrathful Strikes, Deadly Aim, Master at Arms, Biting Aura. Inside this tree, make sure you get this right bend here. That's the most important one. And then if you can get the left bend, do so once you get enough CP. Obviously you want all these. And for the red tree, like most of my builds, I am running Rejuvenation, Fortified, and Boundless Vitality. I'm also running Spirit Masteries just because I was in a fight where I wanted that Templar res to be faster, because Templars have faster reses. Spirit Mastery kicks that Templar res up even higher, and you're looking at a very, 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 very quick res. But you can also run Strategic Reserve or Bloody Renewal. Green tree, put whatever you want to in it. And that's pretty much the build as it stands. Not much has changed. Well, a little bit's changed here and there. One thing is, if you're running Blazing Spear, you want to run that as the last skill you are going to drop on your back bar, because when you bar swap, you want it to land with your dagger, so that way it just hits harder. For what it's worth, character, Stam, max all the way out. So give you about, well, let's bar swap real quick. With a Dark Elf, you'll end up with about 5,000 weapon and spell damage, with weapon crit sitting at about 51%, which is why you're running the Thief Mundus for critical strike rating. And here we go. I'm going to run a test for you. This should take me about 3 minutes. 3.5, well, not 3 minutes, good lord, I'm not hitting 120. Should be about 3.5 minutes, so if you want to skip ahead, feel free. So we're going to pre-buff with that, throw that down, throw that, drop that. As long as you leave your white attacks in between everything, you are good to go. Now, one thing about this build, it has become more stamina heavy, which means that you could have some sustain issues, depending on how, just honestly, depending on how you run it. I will say that now you absolutely have to make sure you're hitting those light attacks, because, well, like I said, you are definitely balancing magic and stam now in a way that you weren't having to before. If I'm being extra quiet, it's because I'm trying to balance out that stamina to make sure I don't run out in the middle of a fight or DPS test. Yeah. 98,000. Like I said, about 3.5 minutes. Again, the stamina Templar, it's not quite what it once was. It's a little bit weaker. But if you got one and you like it, and you just refuse to let the Templar die because ZOS nerfed him, first off, I applaud you. Secondly, this build, this rotation, it does work. You're hitting a hair less than you would on some other builds, but that's okay. Because it's still a very good, very solid build, and definitely one worth running. If you already have it set up, just make a few tweaks and you are good to go. If you find yourself having an issue with Stam, just swap this out for restoring focus, which gives you 242 stamina every second, and you should be good to go. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.